Gabby Petito is a social media influencer. She's got 800,000 Instagram followers. I've only got 15,600. You should follow me, E.W. Erickson. She and her boyfriend slash fiance, who is apparently a bit of a survivalist, got in a van and decided to chronicle their travels to the West Coast, touring national parks, Glacier National Park, Mount Zion National Park, Yellowstone National Park. Along the way, she went missing, and he turned up back at home in Florida with his parents. He was there and then went off to a reserve, a nature reserve, and his parents finally told the police he had been missing for 3 days. His parents are not people of interest. He is. Now, oddly enough, a YouTuber, they couldn't find her body. They were searching. There was a manhunt searching for her body. A YouTuber happened to be scrolling through footage that the YouTuber had recorded, editing footage of his time, I think at Yellowstone, and happened to see the van on the video. He had recorded himself driving past their van and was able to geolocate where the van would have been at the time and told police, and the police were able to find Gabby Petito's body not far from where that van was. At one point, a relative had a text message show up that said no cell service in Yellowstone or some such, which, you know, when you fall out of service in areas, you don't auto-generate a text message to everyone saying, hey, I can't be reached. So something obviously happened. This girl, young, attractive, 20-something social media influencer with hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers, now dead. It appears her body has been found. Her boyfriend, a person of interest, has fled, it appears, not just missing, as reports are, but actually fled, it appears. More notably, there is a huge divide between people in their 30s and up and 20s and younger who are focused on this story. It is a tragedy, but these tragedies happen all the time. There was, I should also note, apparently a domestic abuse incident along the way. Police were called. They didn't press charges against each other. There have been allegations stemming from people who have followed this girl for a while that her boyfriend was controlling, manipulative, or abusive, some such. So now there are a lot of points to be made here. First of all, is this divide? Charlie, my producer, is like, why are we even covering the story? Who is this? Well, a social media influencer in her 20s who's been murdered now apparently by her boyfriend, presumed, we don't know, who is himself now fled. If you go on social media and look at this, there are a lot of people say, well, if he was black, they wouldn't have allowed him to flee. There are other people saying, I can't believe that it took the government so long to arrest him, detain him. They tried to speak to him through his lawyer before he fled. He clearly had information. He wasn't giving it to people. But then there's another angle to the story. I think you gotta consider this angle here. Why do you care? Why do you care? This happens all the time. If she wasn't a young, attractive, blonde social media influencer with a large following, the media wouldn't be covering it. She's not really even a celebrity. I don't think she had a verified account. She's not really a celebrity. She has a following of Gen Z people on the internet, some younger millennials. The media is covering it because it's a young, blonde social media influencer, presumably killed by her boyfriend, who has fled the scene, and the media can use this story because they know it's young people who care about it, and they're trying to build a business. The media does not care about Gabby Petito. They care that young people care about Gabby Petito, and they want those eyeballs on their stories. The New York Times is running a Who is Gabby Petito? You read the story, you got no freaking clue who she is, but the title is Who is Gabby Petito? So people who are Googling can go through and get the traffic. Send them traffic, send them clickbait. That's the whole thing here, is the media sees these stories and they can blow these stories up to capture the attention of a segment of the population that they care about. It's called the demo. Advertisers care about people 25 to 54. They particularly care about women, and they particularly care about the 25 to 30-year-old segment. Why? Because the 25 to 30-year-old segment of people out there have no money to spend. But advertisers are convinced if they can convince these people to develop brand loyalty in their late 20s, when they do have money, they will start buying the goods when they're the 35 to 45-year-olds that have the most money to spend, and they will stay brand loyal for the rest of their lives. So if you're a TV news outlet, you carry coverage nonstop of Gabby Petito missing, not because you care about her, not because you want justice, not because you want her boyfriend found and sent to jail, but because you want the eyeballs of the 20-something who cares about Gabby Petito. It's crass marketing. There are the people who obsess about this stuff. There are the true crime people. They'll tune into Nancy Grace, I guess. But this is all about getting the eyeballs of a valuable segment of the demo for news outlets and to generate clicks of people who are curious or the people who care passionately and want the traffic. But there's another side of this as well. When you follow someone on a medium like Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube, a lot of people begin to think they know this person. It no longer surprises me when I encounter people who follow me on social media and they act like they know everything about my life. People who consider me friends and we've never met in person. And to be fair, there are people I followed for a long time on social media who I feel like I know this person, like I'm friends with this person. We've never met except on Instagram. We've direct messaged repeatedly and therefore, yes, I know this person. Yes, I'm acquainted with this person. A lot of people never use the word acquaintance. They just go straight to this person's a friend because I know them on the internet. They sent me a DM once. They must be a friend. People relate to people on intimate medium like social, like Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok in ways they don't when it's just a Twitter follower or it's someone on Facebook. But when it's a medium where you expose yourself, however curated it is, however fake it is, you present yourself in such a way that other people begin to feel like they have a relationship with you. And it becomes an emotional connection. In a postmodern world, emotional relational connections matter more than most. And people are able to develop those on social media. It's one reason radio is not going away, by the way. Even the major radio overlords, the major corporations that own radio companies, they're convinced talk radio is dying. And it's not really dying, and it's not going to die for the very reason that we're in a postmodern era and people develop emotional relational connections to people. And you develop an emotional relational connection to me based on my voice, which is a more intimate way of connecting to someone than even facial expressions. The number of people who listen to me and say they'll never listen to me again because I made them mad in our relationship, and yet they keep coming back. And that's not to mock them or pick on them. It's a relation. It is a tangible relationship. I went to dinner on Friday night, went into a coffee shop. There's a little coffee shop up in Roswell, Georgia called Crazy Love. It's named after Francis Chan's great book. And there were a group of people in there, a large group of people. They all recognized me. They all knew who I was, that they knew I had to be going to Table in Maine, my favorite restaurant, because they listened to me. They know me because they listen to the show, and I try to be as relational and transparent as possible. I went to the restaurant. Multiple people there knew who I was. They weren't surprised to see me. They were all very nice. So you take someone like Gabby Petito, she's got a multi-100,000 person following on social media of young people. It's an intimate relationship because she shares details of her life and her travel. People are rooting for her. They care for her. And they're in that age group that the demo says is the most needed for advertisers. So the media is going to gravitate towards the story. They're going to run headlines about it. They're going to run who is she? They're going to run who is her boyfriend. I think Brian Laundrie is his name, something like that. And they're going to run these stories to try to capture the minds and attention of young people, hoping to convert them into regular users of the news. And so you and I we should all be, everyone listening should be a little bit disgusted that the media is using this story not because they care about a dead girl, but because they care about trying to convert the people who do care about her into consumers of their products, news and otherwise.